guys, here we are here at the Hong Kong Anime Expo 2022. And as you can see, it's pretty busy. We got a lot of cosplayers here. There's a lot of toys, a lot of action figures. Basically here we got the G.I. Joe selection that they have here on display at the anime convention here in Hong Kong. There we got Dr. Mindbender right there. So cool. I love the packaging. I love the accessories. Retro card back Baroness, and we also got Lady J, but I also saw that Walmart's already got Gung Ho and Destro already out for pre-order, or actually order. Actually, people are actually getting them in. They received Cobra Officer, we got Storm Shadow, there's the Twins, back Stalker, Crocmaster, which still I have not yet got, gosh. Now that I'm back from the expo, it's time for us to look at Dr. Mindbender from its original box. As you can see, the first thing you'll notice is that it's actually a brown box before you actually look at the actual colored, lovely art decorated box. Those who are box collectors will admire that, yes, it is 100% paper recycled. There you go. And here we go. Oh, and there we have. There is the box art. It is just wow. This is a wow box art. This definitely looks at this, and you can see right here, wow, this is kind of like Return of the Mummy. And then there's right here, wow, this is, what is this? Kind of like going on Einstein here, and then Dr. Mindbender's got his little mind machine going. And here, this almost kind of looked like Aquaman, if you ask me, from this artwork. You got Poseidon, but then that's actually Dr. Mindbender. And the bottom, going down to find the parts to put together. And you can see here as well, you've got Dr. Mindbender. He's got all of those guys. That was the episodes before where he was going to create Serpentor. They had to get the genetics and all that sort of stuff. And that is totally cool, actually. I do love this artwork. This is so cool. Now, when we have it to the side, there you can see there is number 43, and you can see there are the insignias on there on the side. When you turn it to the top, you also have number 43, and when you go on the bottom, it is just blank. Here you see there's the Cobra genetic like artwork. It's like a genetic code, Cobra. And open up, and voila, there it is. Up close and personal, this looks really awesome. When you have it in your hand, you guys would just love to just have it displayed in your display case, just like that. It really just works out really well. I mean, you got to take a look at it. I mean, this is next to awesome. It's just as awesome. I mean, I like the Cobra Commander, the Snake Supreme Cobra Commander before, but this box right here, this really is just immaculate. You can see here he's got his weaponry displayed on the side. He's got his science toolkit. Okay, you got a brain right there. You got, wow, you got things to stick your specimens inside, your specimen tubes. This is just totally awesome. This just screams, just display me just like that. But of course, we're going to go ahead and unbox them right now. Now that we got him out of the box, let's go ahead and look at this guy up close. And first things first, let's go ahead and look at his head detail. Right there, you've got those thick eyebrows, you've got that incredible mustache, you got those menacing eyes, and of course, you've got that singular eyeglass right there that he's got, which is really cool. He's also got a little bit of an elongated neck, if you look at the side like there. This is actually kind of similar to how the movie Baroness version was right there. That neck is actually, it looks a little bit long. It could have been a little bit shorter, but still okay. And of course, you have his iconic cape. Nice flashy right there on the cape. Now, one thing I noticed, besides the fact that you don't actually see any Cobra insignias. Originally, the original Dr. Mindbender, as I remember, used to had two red insignias over here on his straps around his suspenders, you would say, his silver suspenders. Yet, you don't see him here. In fact, there is actually no insignia for Cobra anywhere on this mold, which is actually quite interesting because I remember pretty much everything we've seen so far had a Cobra insignia of some sort. Even the Red Ninjas had the insignia on the top of their head, on their banner, right? But this does not. He's the only figure, or the only Cobra figure, I believe, that doesn't actually have Cobra markings. There you go, see his arm guards, okay, really cool. On the back, let's see what else we got on the back. This, obviously, the cape is removable. If you do want to remove it, it's actually not that difficult. You can stretch it out, but I won't bother right now because I don't want to kind of like rip anything off this during the review for this figure. That'd be really bad. You got a gun holster over here on the side, and we'll take a look at articulation. Head goes all the way around. Wow. Then we got our midsection right there. Midsection, let's pull back, and let's go forward. And actually, you can see the suspenders itself. These actually can be removed as well. So that's easily removable if you wanted to do that. You've got this nice gun holster with some nice detailing right there with the silver buckle. Also quite cool. And he's got the silver buckles on his boots as well. Very good. Nice purple range. And let's see. There's a little bit of paint wear on the side. And I also noticed underneath on the back, at least for my section here, there is a little bit of, I think, QC problem right there. As you can see during the shoulder, it's kind of dark. I think there was some mold paint that didn't actually apply correctly, but it's actually covered up by the cape. So no biggie. Let's take a look. How's his stance? He's got a double knee joint, and you can stretch it all the way back. So there it is. Does it swivel? Yes, it does. Actually, it swivels around the thigh, the calf area. It swivels. The part over here at the boot, just on the ball joint right there, and on the top thigh also swivels as well. So that's pretty cool. All right, it's kind of, you're gonna have to basically give it a little bit of stretch when you get this figure, so that you can get it a little bit more loose. And let's go ahead and see if we can give him a kneeling stance. There we go, kneeling stance. All right, let's see how he does. Ah, fantastic. You almost look looking like that Iron Man pose. And as far as everything else goes, this guy looks he's pretty solid. I think the boots actually help him out. And as far as posture goes too, this is actually one of the more solid figures that I've seen up to date that can pretty much, you can move him around and put him in different poses, actually be that one to quickly fall down, if you know what I mean. As you can see, we got Dr. Mindbender just chilling on the sofa. That's because we're going to go ahead and move to his weaponry and his accessories. Here we have, of course, a really good array of accessories. Some of the things which I really haven't seen before are probably forgotten through the cartoons. But I think they're just really, really cool. First off, just a quick note, you can take a look at before the, the specimen capsules. These can be removed right here. And obviously, this is probably going to fit the skull. And the skull is a really nice accessory. I do really dig this. This is pretty cool. You can take a look. It's got a wrap there. It's already got the cut in the top. And then that, of course, is going to insert the brain, which is pretty cool. And we can put the brain inside the skull, just like this. Let's go ahead and put that brain in. Brains. And then we can plop the head back on top. And there it goes. Let's see, maybe fix it a little bit more. Go inside, but it probably, some of these maybe will have not such a tight fit, but that's okay. So we'll take the brain back out of the skull and place it inside its specimen tube, like so. Let's see, is it going to stand properly? All right, there we go. And put the capsule back on top, and voila, there you are. There's his mind. And of course, we have the other capsule, and this is going to be fitting this here, this palm, this hand, okay, this hand right here, which is also quite cool. And put the capsule back on top, and there you have it. 2 capsules with 2 specimens. And then, of course, we got 2 rifles. I would like to say that these kind of look, I would say, like a cross between a null ray weapon of some sort. Comment below. I'm not sure the exact name for these weapons because I am not, again, a weapon master, as you guys can see from the previous reviews I've been doing. I don't want to get this all mixed up, so I'll let you guys comment below on what you say, what you would call these. I would assume there was a null ray or whatnot. This, of course, I wouldn't say it's a fire hose. However, these are his scientific beam weapons, his madness of whatnot, you could say. And here we have a canister. All right, there's a simple canister right there. So we got a canister right there that goes to options. What I found interesting was with this hose, I was wondering, because you can obviously, it's going to be attached to the end of the weapon just like this. And I'm assuming that this would be attached to the hose canister. But the problem is, where does the hose canister attach to? Because on the figure itself, there is no holster or backpack for him. So how would he be holding it? Because I've checked everywhere and I don't see any pegs where you could just hold this in. Now, some people, I think, maybe have commented before on the forum saying that maybe you could actually put 2 weapons, but this kind of wouldn't make sense. I mean, you could do that. That's your null ray or scientific weapons of Kimba right there. But then where's the source coming from, right? It's going to be coming from here, obviously. I would have thought that they would have put maybe 2. There should have been 2 of these hoses right here to be attached, right, to the weapons, because you still obviously you have one here at the side that can actually still be attached, and the hose can actually be attached to both points. And of course, you have his gun. Here we go. There's his sidearm right there. And one thing is, you got to be very careful. These would say tranquilizer darts, or what they're used for. I'm assuming they're tranquilizer darts of some sort. Again, comment below. Forgive me if I don't know the exact name. I'm still learning. We're all still learning. But let me know in the comments below what you think they are. And you can actually attach them to every single weapon, which is cool. But then be careful, because they are small, and I would assume that they'd be easy to get lost if you're not careful. If anything, maybe just keep it back inside the packaging, which would be cool. Or maybe put some blue tack and stick them on whatever display you have. I gotta correct myself. After a closer inspection, I did finally find a peg where I'm assuming you're gonna put that canister. And we're gonna take the canister right here. Now, if you look over here under his waist, there is actually a hole right here. And there is a hole, if you move it over a little bit, that goes into the waist on the back. And I'm assuming this is where it's gonna be attached to. And I'll probably go ahead and give it a shot right here. So his canister, in theory, should be attached to this side, right? But then you got that bulk, but then of course it's going to be covered by that cape right here. Or you want to face it the other way around. Now, this is not, for me, I don't feel that it's secure enough, so you got to be careful. All right, so we're going to put that right there and put the attachment right down the side, and then he can go ahead and hold one of his rifles like this on his arm, on his hand. Sorry, it's going to grasp one of the rifles right there on his hand, or you can put it under his arm, is okay, either way you'd like. And then of course you got his pistol. The pistol right here will be going into his holster, and there you have it. Again, I would have liked if they would actually have provided with 2 hoses instead of just one, because actually each one of these weapons, these rifles that he has, requires or has the ability to attach a hose in the back. But okay, all right, still, it's okay enough. And he's holding both of his rifles in his hand. It would have been nice if they could have at least made 2 attachments to the hose, as you can see in the back. It is attached, but be mindful that there's not a tight fit. It can pop out anytime, so be careful when you're doing your posing. And you can see also on the top, I've already attached the 2, what is it, tranquilizer darts right now? There's 2 darts. Let's see if I can get a focus. There you go. The darts right there, also be careful. You've only got 4 of them, so you've got 4 tries until you got no more. Be careful of those as well. They're easy to come off, but pretty cool to add to the accessory. And overall, it's an okay job on Dr. Mindbender. I mean, again, I thought they should have at least put the insignias on his suspenders, but it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Now for some size comparisons. Here we got Gung Ho, we've got Major Blood, and of course in the middle we've got Dr. Mindbender. Obviously they all have mustaches. However, these 2 right here have a hat and a helmet, and if you're wondering, they are actually suitable for Dr. Mindbender. He can actually stick his hat on top of his head, so that's a good thing. And then likewise, if you wanted to, you can actually still put Major Blood's helmet right on top of Dr. Mindbender as well. Pretty cool, huh? Not to mention, of course, his dog tags, of course, of the fallen Joes as he's slain. Around his neck is okay as well. In case you were wondering, if you thought that this was actually made of a Gung Ho build, actually it's not. Gung Ho actually has more bulk. He's actually a bit more taller, and I would say that this is an earlier version, so these right here have scaled down a bit. The earlier versions right here are a bit more bulky, not as articulate. So Dr. Mindbender is actually quite articulate in his own mind right there. So, and just in case you wanted to see a comparison using Gung Ho's vest, there it is. Dr. Mindbender is able to put his vest on right there, and however, it just kind of looks. It definitely doesn't look as good as putting it on Gung Ho, because the bulk and the build of Dr. Mindbender is obviously there's a huge proportion difference. And what's going on here? Here we see Lady J, and she's spying on Dr. Mindbender's lab. But wait! Oh no! Look! It looks like Gung Ho's been captured. Goodness, he's just changed Gung Ho into a whale shark, just like in that episode where Iceberg went south and he got changed into a killer whale. Wait a second, does Gung Ho notice Lady J and starts to get his memory back, and he gets all angry?
Why, you... Time to say goodbye!
Where'd the brains go? Wait, they're a Lady J spear. What is she gonna do with the brains? She's gonna feed them to Gung Ho? Oh no! Oh!
Marching to work.
Way to go, Lady J! You just used your brains to save Gung Ho! Hey guys, thanks for watching our review. I hope you all like it. Overall, you guys can take a look. The review speaks for itself. The packaging speaks for itself. Mindbender is definitely a very cool exclusive item. It's definitely worth to get. In my opinion, you guys can't go wrong with Dr. Mindbender. I'm a bit busy right now because I'm already in my heads, over my heels, trying to get the next review guys out. And you guys know what's going to happen next, guys. So I'm Mr. Stan, and I'll see you on the next video.